All right, here we are. We're live. What's going on, folks?
What's up?
Yeah, got our buddy Relic with us back once again. We're just waiting on Aura to join up, and then we're gonna get started here. Yeah, some pretty interesting revelations. Thanks to Barbecue Counselor with his video of the franchisees that had prevailed in a lawsuit against Bricks and Minifigs. That was a good piece of information because it kind of helped with something that you found out on the stream the other night when you were here with us, Rel, and that was with your very own termination notice of termination that you hadn't noticed before. So, it's funny the timing of that, right?
It's really funny because when I saw it, I was like, hold up, like how did I not notice this before? And you guys will get to see it today. Right? Am I? Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna get to it. Aura, what's going on?
What's up, Aura?
What's up, baby girl?
Going on? What's going on, Jets?
Girl?
Hell yeah! What's going on?
Aura became a new member. Why'd you become a channel member?
I saw that. I was like, what?
I can't watch your shit if I'm not a member. Like, it's not my fault you put them behind a paywall, John. Like,
this is not a members only chat. Come on. But anyways,
you put your videos behind the paywall, John. I can't see them. Like, all right.
He's become corporate. He's become corporate.
Dead ass.
But I guess what we'll start off with. So, did you guys hear about this? So this is the first little piece of business we'll go over tonight because it's kind of funny. So apparently there was a peaceful protest in Utah, and Ben was there with Tyler and a couple other people.
That's funny.
Yep.
Ben is wild, man. He's just like, oh well, screw it.
Yeah.
So let me show you guys some of that too. It's funny because he wore a disguise. Oh man!
We know somebody who did something like that. Those were good times.
We actually, there's a friend of ours, the YouTuber that you guys may or may not know of, named Technicals. That is a buddy of ours who did kind of the same thing. He actually went to a tournament and snuck in disguise. It was hilarious.
Now, what's this peaceful protest against?
So I guess it's I'm guessing it's if I had to assume, I think they had initially said it was against like American Fork Police Department.
Yeah,
and,
I think it was for Ben.
But for Ben, it was basically for Ben. Protesting what they had done to Ben. So this is the part of the video where I think he shows up.
We do support our law enforcement. We don't support corrupt law enforcement, and that's what it's down to. I never want to be accused again of being a cop hater or one of that nonsense. Wait, what? He's here? Oh my God, he's here. He's here.
They're like, shh, don't say nothing.
Oh my God.
Man, they love him.
Gotta get up.
Yeah, very sweet people.
He's become
like
they
saw Michael Jackson or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, Relic. You said it.
He's become like this internet folk hero.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Oh my God, guys, he's here.
Yeah, he is at this place. It's
dang, she's getting emotional, man. It's exactly like seeing Michael Jackson. Like, dang.
Shout this out, spread this out, share this.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you guys some things after we go off stream. But
we'll do that. Yeah,
he's here.
It's kind of funny. It makes me wonder, like, when you see something like this, right? It makes me wonder if, like, could you imagine, like, the cops were watching, like, he's here, hurry, let's go get him. Let's go get him.
This is an illegal protest. There's violence. I can smell alcohol on your breath. I can smell it.
They're like, yeah, get the warrant. We got a warrant for his arrest.
The warrant. It's written in crayon, John. It's written in fucking crayon or lipstick.
Let me grab my keys.
Let's go get that Ben boy. Let's go get him.
Just in case. I'm gonna leave the apple here. I'll come back to it.
I messaged you you guys in the private chat.
Okay. Don't worry. I will come back. But he's here. Please share this out. Share it out. Please share it out. Let's go see.
All these people are about to be searched for heroin.
Let's go see. He's here.
There's alcohol on all their breath.
Oh my God! And his sign says right "Justice for Heroin Kid." That's our sweet Tyler. Chase, look at this. Can you even believe?
That's him right there. For those of y'all wondering, here he is. There's Ben. Let me see if I can.
I hope he just says like, "I'm not that guy. I'm someone else."
Like,
I get that all the time.
He's like, my name is not Ben.
Check it out. My wife made waffles.
Delicious.
Heck yeah.
No, he's no, he's back there. He's back there. He's just like, my name's not Ben. It's Ren.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Len. Nah. I thought you were gonna be like, it's Len. Like, I'm like, shut up. Like, fucking, we know.
Dude, you know what my wife just did? Have you guys ever had Brazilian cheese bread?
No.
No, but I heard it was really good.
Yeah, these waffles are actually just Brazilian cheese bread.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, well,
that's awesome.
That's some good shit.
That sounds tasty. Love
but anyways, sorry to get.
No, you're good. You're good. Just so check this out. Look right here. Look, there's Tyler. There's Ben. I thought he was wearing a mask, but it looks like he's wearing a fake beard.
Beard,
yeah. Beard. That's a beard, yeah.
He's wearing a fake beard.
I'm Jerome. Yeah, I love that name. I'm Bailey. Oh no.
Does that say justice for heroin?
Yeah.
Justice for heroin kid. And he said his name was Jerem. It sounded like he said his name was Jerem. It's like what?
That's funny.
Yeah, I talked to him. A good guy. Oh, nice. Yeah,
we're fighting for you here. Nice. We're fighting for you. We're going to the city council meetings.
Look at that.
Take it for you. Yeah. God, I'm so happy.
Really?
This lady's awesome. That's funny.
Yeah.
I can't even believe this.
Oh, yeah.
This is Jerem. Yeah, Jerem.
Jerem. That's his name. His name is Jerem.
Yeah.
Wow. So great. You can recognize some of the people here. I think the girl that was the process server is there too.
The process server.
Yeah. Code name. Undercover. You're so wonderful. We've gotten lots of support out this morning from locals too. Lots and lots and lots.
Yeah, the things
you
I
are
hear,
well
dude, people are pissed.
Check this out. Check this out. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is just...
So for those of you wondering in chat, this was live streamed. So that's also why it's kind of choppy, the quality here. This person live streamed it from their phone. So.
Thank you. What? Is there anything we can do for him? I don't know. Sure.
Do you have your sustenance, some water?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sure to support.
Because we've got water if you need to hydrate.
It's all good. No, good, I guess.
Sorry, we're all just staring at you in awe.
By the way, people who usually use the word sustenance in their regular vocabulary are Mormons from Utah. It's the only people I've ever heard use like, "Hey, do you need sustenance?" I'm like, "What?
What'd you just call me?"
Yeah. You want these hands, bro?
Yeah. For real, you're like, you're a subscription. Fuck you.
Yeah. Get out of here, you dunce.
You suck.
That is wild, though.
Jerem, you're
came down.
Like, we're like, you're Paul Revere right here. This is crazy.
Oh, Jerem, it's a good Mormon name.
It is. It's a beautiful name. Beautiful name.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Let's remember what this protest is about. Let's go march to the front here, Main Street.
Okay.
Go!
Yeah, do it.
So yeah, see, we see some of the. I think this isn't this the kid that switched like places with Ben in front of the store? I think this is him, isn't it?
That's Ben. Yeah.
Might be him. The other Ben.
That's Ben.
It's hard to tell, obviously, because of the choppiness. This for sure is Tyler, though. I'm pretty sure this is Tyler. So this kid, I think, might be the one that switched with him. The other Ben. The other Ben. Yeah.
I think so. I think it's so.
Oh man, God. Oh, sorry, baby. Sorry. No, you are good. You are good. Can you believe it? This is just. Oh God, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I think that's the process server.
So happy. So proud. Guys, share this out. Share this out. He
right here.
Is here.
The girl with the colored hair over here. I think that's her.
Incognito, but he is here. Guys, give the love in the chat. Come on, look at this. Look at this. He is the founder of the feast, the start of the revolution.
The start of the revolution.
You bet it. You bet. You better believe it. Yes.
Start
Absolutely.
of the revolution.
God, this is so cool.
Hell yeah.
It's all been worth it, guys. It's all been worth it just to be right here, right now.
I'm happy that they're
Viva
happy.
la Ben!
Yeah, good time. I'm sure it's super motivating for them. Sheldon,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Sheldon was there, but Tyler, as you can see, Tyler was there. I think the process server girl was there, and it looks like the other Ben is there as well. So, but I could be wrong. But yeah, for sure, at least Ben and we see Ben and Tyler are there.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can grab one for me.
God.
This is for heroin.
Yeah, isn't that great? I love it. I love it. Oh, it's beautiful. Man, I'm so happy.
Yeah, you know how to use the.
Oh,
$200,000 off.
I'm gonna hop out here and.
Well, I got it.
I can hold on to it.
Sure.
Yep, I got it.
It's got the.
This is what it's all about, guys. Getting in here, supporting him. You want me to get a selfie with him? I guess we can do that. I don't know how to do that while I'm on live stream.
I like how he's just like, he's just like in these little shorts and stuff, and he looks like he's gonna go skate in the park or something.
He probably did. He probably did.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
there's
funny.
so many skate parks in Utah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
No, that's the problem.
Right.
I don't know.
Would you be willing to take a picture of me, Chase? Chase is going to take a picture of me, and then he'll get my info, and he'll send that to me. So yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry.
You don't have on this one?
So that's cool. That they got a chance to see Ben, and he got to hang out with them for a little bit, inspire them a bit, have some fun with them. That's cool. So there's that. I'll go ahead and link that here in the chat for those of you that want to check it out. If you want to see more of.
Remember, 3 hours in the hot sun like that, they're passionate,
Yeah, of course, yeah. So here's that for anybody that wants to check that out.
Word. I just saw Lemon Pound Cake Wins is in the chat. Sick. I love that song. If I could answer his question real quick, it was back in 2022 when I purchased the store. Yeah, I believe so.
So to answer an earlier question I saw in the chat, I think by Rubate, we're going to be going over some things that were revealed here, as well as the barbecue counselor's video, who's been doing some great work. Be sure to sub to this guy because I think he's doing some pretty good work on his channel. He's also a lawyer, so he knows what he's talking about. So. But we're going to check out his video here because this is something he dropped yesterday. And this it's so interesting, the timing of it, because we didn't know. Like, I didn't know about this till this morning when Aura told me. And it's funny because yesterday we talked on stream about.
John, your mic.
Can you guys hear me? Hello,
yes,
hello?
better.
You hear me now? Okay, let me move it because maybe I went too far from it. So yesterday on stream, we were going over Crystal Gorman's legal documents, and we actually went over her, and we'll do this again tonight. We went over her notice of termination. And when we did that, Relic went over his notice of termination, and he noticed something that he hadn't noticed before. And it's funny because the timing of that and then this video coming out was like, so close together. It was interesting. So thank you for the 5 GRB Chaser. Did you edit out where she said her phone number out loud? I'm not sure that we played that part. I don't think we did.
Wait, like the lady that was live streaming?
The lady that was live streaming? Did we?
Like whose phone number out loud?
Did she say her number? I mean, I guess we could go back and do that. But
I was gonna say I didn't hear it if it did, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear. Yeah, I didn't hear. So I didn't play the whole stream. Just I didn't play her whole stream. I just played the clip where Ben showed up, where she saw that Ben was there with a couple of his friends, and that's it. If you guys want to check out that clip, I shared it hopefully she caught that herself and edits it out if she did see her phone number on the live stream. So
yeah.
But
and just for the record, the thing I noticed yesterday that we'll talk about, I noticed it back in the day, but it's just been so long since I've seen the termination letter that when I saw it yesterday, I was like, "Oh shoot!" Yeah. And like, yeah, we'll go over it. We'll go over it when it gets to it.
It's like there's something here. There's something here.
Yeah.
So here's the barbecue counselor. We'll go ahead and check out his video here. And like I said, let me go ahead and post his channel. Post a link of his channel so you guys could give him a sub. He's a growing channel. He's put out some pretty good videos regarding this situation, and like I said,
well, he always pumps out good information.
Yeah, that too. A lot of his information on X is very solid too. Like he'll share documents, he'll share stuff that he found. He's actually his information. He's the one that actually shared the registered business that BAM had, that LLC that they registered at the location of the Eugene Bricks and Minifigs store. He was the one that put that out. So, he's put out a lot of good info. So be sure to, like I said, sub to him and follow him on X if you get a chance.
It's all just ironic timing with all this right now.
Yeah, it is. So without further ado,
today we've got some news for you regarding an example of when Bricks and Minifigs went after another franchisee, sued them, but lost big time. So for those of you that haven't been following the story, I'll give you a quick recap. In 2023, a man named Brian Mansell placed a large collection of Star Wars Lego sets on consignment in a Bricks and Minifigs store in Salem, Oregon. Now, important to our story today is the fact that every Bricks and Minifigs store is privately owned through a franchise agreement. And that agreement is between the corporate entity called BAM Franchising, which is run by a man named Ammon McNeff, the CEO, and then the individual store owners. So that consignment agreement between Brian Mansell and the Salem Bricks and Minifigs store went on for about a year. But then in November 2024, something happened. BAM Franchising, the corporate entity, terminated its franchise agreement with the Salem store and took over all the operations of the store. That very same night, BAM Franchising sent an agent to the Salem store, kicked out the owners, changed the locks, and began operating the store from that point forward. However, Mr. Mansell was not given money for many of the sets that had already been sold and was not given the opportunity to have the remaining sets given back to him. So today's story involves
let's point out,
a different franchisee that's not related.
It'll be positive.
Let's point out that yesterday we found out that the day after they kicked her out, they were making sales.
Yep. They were basically already in business. Yep.
Yeah. So like they may or may not have sold Brian Mansell's Lego or were selling some the next day.
Like I said, my theory is not only that they probably sell some, but they also again, can't say with any certainty. Again, just speculation, just my opinion. I'm not saying they did it, but I speculate that they basically they with the U-Haul that night, they took a lot of the best sets, the higher end sets, and took them I believe they took them to the Eugene store that night. That again, that's just my opinion on the matter from looking at the evidence that's out there.
Well, on the documents that we saw yesterday, it said that there was like after they took it over, like they counted some of the sales for the Eugene store to the Salem store. So like the Salem sales were considered Eugene sales.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that when we went over it.
Yeah, from the lawsuit. Yeah.
No.
But also, like I said, they just it's just a lot of really fishy stuff. Like I said, for all that they argue that no, there was nothing there, and no, it's.
I'm of the belief that they just go and they're like, they just fucking. They basically siphon stores. That's what I think.
I think they cannibalize stores. They basically go to stores. They say they're going to rescue them, but really it's just the plot to cannibalize them of their best inventory. Just basically
agreed.
clean them out. Clean them out for their stores, for the stores that for their own stores, or for maybe other stores that they are have closer ties to, for them to be profitable. Because remember, you told us that a lot of inventory, they would Josh would have you, or Brandon would have you send it to Eugene, right?
Yeah. So when we got a good trade, he would just call in, or when they found out that we had like a few $1,000s in the safe, because at my location we at least spend like $2,000 to $3,000 a week on getting inventory in, because people would give us awesome trades, and every time we hit like 3,000 in the safe, they would just also take that and we have to send it to their bank account or whatever.
Yeah. So it seems like an MO of theirs that they just basically, instead of rescuing stores, they basically go to stores to kind of pick them clean.
Yeah, to pilfer them, bro.
Them.
Yeah.
They just leech off of them.
Yep. So, all right. So we'll continue on here with Barbecue Counselor.
To the Salem store. And the name of this franchisee, just to keep it simple, is called Bam Cal. The reason why they were named Bam Cal, I'm guessing, is because they owned 2 stores in California, one in California's Bay Area and the other in California's Central Valley. They also owned a 3rd store in the town of Logan, Utah. Now, Bam Cal and its franchise agreements with Bricks and Minifigs were set to expire around August of 2023. At that time, Bam Cal decided it didn't want to continue operating as a franchisee of Bricks and Minifigs. So the owners decided to sell the store in Logan, Utah to an employee out there, and then to maintain operations of the 2 California stores, but to rebrand them as something called Mad Ventures and keep them totally unaffiliated with Bricks and Minifigs from that point forward. So they were trying to make a clean break completely from Bricks and Minifigs. Well, you can guess how Bricks and Minifigs responded to that. True to their standard operating procedures, they sued Mad Ventures. Incredibly, however, Bam Cal's the one who actually prevailed here. So let's get into the story. First, let's start off.
So just pause this for a sec real quick. So I just get this. Thank you for the super chat. GRB Chaser for the 2 franchise churning illegal. Oh, sounds like it doesn't just sound illegal. Hold on. I got something for that right here.
That's fucking illegal.
It's the best clip in the world.
That's a Dana White. That's a Dana White classic right there. I was really thinking that when I saw that super chat. I had to put it. All right, we'll get back to this. Sorry, chat.
Awesome. Because in this story, the geography actually matters. Here's a map of California's Bay Area and then part of its Central Valley. In 2023, Bam Cal owned 2 stores, one in Concord and one in Manteca. Now, at the same time, there was a 3rd Bricks and Minifigs store that is part of this story.
John, we got raided.
By Bam Cal. It was owned by a different franchisee.
Yep. We got raided by Dinosaur Chicken Nugget.
A town called San Ramon.
And
now, San Ramon and the Concord store owned by Bam Cal, they were about 16 miles apart from each other. It's about 45 minutes to an hour in traffic. That distance matters in this story. So keep that in that 16-mile difference.
Yeah, it's because every
so let's look
franchise
at the franchise.
Let me pause it real quick so you can. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you have a territory. Every franchise, you have like other franchises can't build to like a certain proximity depending on population. So sometimes instead of like distance, they'll say minutes. Like it needs to take at least like 15, 25, 30 minutes distance from each store. Which here in Florida, they actually did approve an area. I think it was the Clearwater store, and it was really close to the St. Pete store, which was already established there, and it was like super close. So they've already like effed around on that part too. But yeah, they most likely. I watched this video. I don't remember this part, but they most likely allowed somebody to open a store like right next to them, and that's probably, when I say right next to them, like the distance that they're not supposed to cover.
Yeah, within
within the agreement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then that's probably when they started thinking about getting out of it, because you're gonna lose business.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, divided market share. So
this agreement is hundreds of pages long. I'm not going to bore you all going over every bit of it, but there are two pieces that are very relevant to this story. So let's look at those. First, the franchise agreement had what's called a confidentiality provision. Confidentiality provisions are very common in business agreements, but this particular confidentiality provision is uncommon. And specifically because this confidentiality clause had a provision that said all customer lists created by the franchisee actually become the property of BAM franchise. So in other words, if a franchisee spends years and years and years building up a customer list, a customer base, but then wants to break free from Bricks and Minifigs, then under the terms of this franchise agreement, Bricks and Minifigs becomes the owner of that franchisee's customer list. There's a second clause that's really important here, and it's on the screen.
Well,
it's what's called a
I just want to point out
non-competition clause.
Yeah.
Now, this
pause it real quick. Go ahead.
So the client list, it falls under goodwill, I believe, but that's a super common practice among franchise contracts. That's like, yeah, like you used our name to build this, and usually what they want is to keep that store location, right? They don't want you to get away from Bricks and Minifigs and then the store is still there, but then you just rebrand it to your own thing, and now and you do your own thing. That's to protect the corporate side of things. So that's actually a very normal business practice. But also in the sale, it needs to be clear.
Yeah.
You know, like that's also negotiable. If you're like, yeah, I could sell you the email list and my customers' information, but doesn't mean I don't get to keep it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they decide to open up another Lego store, they can also keep the same email list if it's negotiated. But obviously, Bricks and Minifigs doesn't negotiate. So,
yeah, they're jerks.
This non-competition clause basically says that for 3 years after the termination of any franchise agreement, the former franchisee can't divert any business to a competitor. And more importantly, they can't operate any business that resells Legos within 25 miles of another Bricks and Minifig store. So remember a few minutes ago when I said, keep in mind the distance between the Bam Cal store and the San Ramon store, they were only 16 miles away. So that is less than the 25-mile provision in this agreement. So if you're looking only at the agreement itself, technically speaking, Bam Cal was not allowed to keep their Bay Area store open because it was too close to the San Ramon store. But the words of the agreement are not where the analysis ends. What matters here is the law. Now here, Bam Cal seems to have done the very smart thing. They hired a lawyer first to look at this agreement and figure out what might be wrong with it. And they discovered a very big problem. That problem is California law. And because these stores were operating in California, there's a very good chance that California law governs, even though the case was in Utah and the agreement says that Utah law would prevail. That's not necessarily strictly binding when you're dealing with property and policies of California. And California has spoken very strongly on how it feels about non-competition clauses like this. On the screen here is a statute that is called Business and Professions Code 16,600. And it says specifically here, any contract that restrains a person from engaging in trade or business of any kind is completely void. And this is almost certainly what BAMCal and its lawyers were counting on in keeping their Bay Area store open. So our story picks up in mid-November.
And just real quick in regards to this, and this is something really can confirm, right? You said that this is what they use to communicate, right?
Yeah. I've actually pointed this out on, actually, I think on the first stream we were,
Slack.
we were on together. Yeah, Slack. It sucks, by the way. It's a terrible platform. Yeah.
So here we go.
November. Jason, who's the owner of BAMCal.
That would be, so when he refers to Jason, he's referring to Jason Messer, and the store owners in question here that own these franchises were Jason and Kristen Messer. So that's it. That's who he's referring to.
Sends a message to Bricks and Minifigs over a messaging platform called Slack. They say, "Good morning. I'm writing to share that I am moving forward with finalizing the sale of the Logan store to Stan Black." So that's the Utah store that they were selling to an employee. "I know he has a couple of calls with you this week. He and I have made arrangements for him to attend Discovery Days." And he says, "I will be back in Utah on Saturday through Monday to take care of all the final details for him to assume ownership on December 1st. My attorneys will be reaching out this week to finalize business regarding all three contracts." So meaning the Utah store that they were selling and the two California stores that they were having breakaway from Bricks and Minifigs. So then we jump forward to November 17th. And here's where that owner of the San Ramon store, remember, they're not affiliated with BAMCal. They are, I guess you could say, aligned with Bricks and Minifigs corporate. So the San Ramon store sends a message to Ammon McNeff saying, "Hey, I had a customer come in that frequents the Pleasant Hill store." That's the Bay Area store. And he mentioned that Jason from BAMCal was breaking off from BAM. And Ammon McNeff responds by saying, "Yeah, they've been getting squirrely. Can you or an employee go over there and see what's being reported?" So Ammon McNeff then deputizes another franchisee to go spy on the store. And this is, again, part of the same playbook. They did this in Salem, Oregon. When the owners of the Salem store said they wanted to sell, Ammon McNeff deputized Brandon Best, who at the time owned the store in Eugene, Oregon, to go down and spy on what was going on in Salem, Oregon. So we see this exact playbook playing out multiple times. So now we jump forward a few days.
Yep, the pattern of behavior, right? Send the guy in first, check it out, scope it out, see what's going on, report back to headquarters, and then operation takeover.
Yeah.
I feel a little justified, John. I feel a little justified in some of our theories,
Oh, yeah, me too.
November 20th, 2023. And here, Jason Messer from BAMCal says, "Hey, I've done the reporting for what I owe you in October. I'm sending you a couple checks. One's for the Logan store, and then the second one is for the two California store." And he says, "By the way, I've withdrawn authorization for BAM Franchising to withdraw money from my bank account. And this also serves as notice that I've withdrawn that permission." So then Jason Messer here does, again, the smart things. I guess the way this payment system works is BAM Franchising had the ability to do auto withdrawals every month from this company's bank accounts to cover the royalties that were owed. And so BAMCal says, "We've cut off your access. You can't get into our bank accounts anymore." So again, another smart move on their behalf, very different from what happened in Salem, where the store owners in Salem got surprised by Brandon Best, who shows up and says, "You're out of here. I'm changing the locks." Here, the BAMCal folks seem to have.
Yes.
Do you think they learned their lesson by fucking up with the Messers?
It's funny because
Probably.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that that's why maybe that's what taught him to just be like, just send in Brandon first, just let him go in first and do the.
Yeah, well, this is how they honed in their skills.
Yeah, because this all happened before you too, right? Like
Yeah,
this all happened.
Well,
so,
I guess it happened while I was a franchisee.
Yeah,
because it's 2023.
2023. Yep. So it was like they changed their tactic up of like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna send somebody beforehand. We're just gonna execute earlier before any of them get a chance to get froggy.
Yeah. So this is like the beginning. This is the beginning of their pattern.
Yep. I mean, or just them, like you said, just honing it, right? At the very least, if it's not the beginning, just them like learning from mistakes and
shit. I can just see what. Yeah.
Don't do that again. Just go.
Eso no se hace.
Yeah.
To prevent exactly that from happening. And how does Ammon McNeff respond? He's got this contrived response, right? He says, checks are not an acceptable method of payment. The only authorized payment is ACH. So that's the automatic transaction, right? Your withdrawal is not recognized. So he's like, no, he's being a little petulant. He's like, no, you can't pay me in check. You can only pay me in the way I want to be paid.
So this again also makes me wonder, because remember what Crystal said in her court documents, that they weren't given access to the bank account. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is part of that too, right? It's like because he learned from this situation with this store.
But even then, I'm not sure that's legal. You can't allow the owner to control the money that's rightfully theirs, because I get if there's like a problem, like because Crystal was a manager and then became an owner. As soon as she becomes the owner, they have to put her into the bank account, and she can remove anybody's name that's attached to that bank account. And it's really, and again, I don't know what agreement they had, but I can't understand by my own thinking of like what agreement would make sense for me to be the owner and have somebody else look and control the money when I can't do it myself.
Yeah, and remember that's what she said, that she was never able to access it because they never gave her that information or whatever.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Which
so I'm wondering if that's why, right? Because you see on this, it's this guy's like, he basically got the drop on. It's like, you guys don't have access anymore. He's like, well, hey, wait a minute. Eamon's like, wait a minute, and I'm wondering if that's why they never gave Crystal, anything.
And Ammon, he has this MO of like the way he speaks is like he makes it seem like he's smarter than you. He's
like a pseudo intellectual.
Yeah. He's like, it looks like you don't understand this law. Let me explain this to you.
I know how this might be confusing to you.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Like that's how he talks to you. He's like, well, you obviously don't know how contracts work. So let me explain this to you. That's how he talks. That's his MO.
Like a pseudo intellectual.
Like a douche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Douche canoe.
If you try to pay me by check, I'm saying that's legally prohibited. And the BAMCOW guys again responded, says, look, we're on a month to month. I can now terminate the contract at any time. And when you have something that's month to month, either side can then say, look, this is going to carry forward just for another few days, and then I'm done. I'm out. And so here, BAMCOW is giving them notice. Look, our contract technically expired in August, so we've been on month to month. So I can pay you however I want, and I'm giving you notice. I'm not letting you take any more money from us. He's basically telling them I'm walking. Ammon then responds. This is a kind of a long chain. Ammon responds, hey, you may not have a full understanding of franchise contract law.
See, exactly. Just exactly. You may not have a full understanding. Siéntate aquí, mijito. Let me talk to you. Yeah. That's basically what that is.
Sit down, you pleb. Let me explain this to you.
Yeah. Sit down right there. Let me talk to you a moment.
Like Foghorn Leghorn. What the fuck, John?
Yeah.
I said, boy.
I said, son, sit right down, boy, and let me talk to you.
Once upon a time. Yeah, what a dick. He's a dick.
So to be clear, we reiterate, the only authorized payment is via ACH. Your withdrawal is not legally recognized. And once again, here's the difference between having a lawyer up front, because the lawyer will tell you what you can and can't do. He or she will be able to identify when the other side is BSing you. And this sentence from Amy McNeff seems like it's probably BS, or at least that BAMCal's lawyers told him it was BS, because BAMCal's response is just one, sure, please let my attorney know. Like, he mic drops here, right? Go ahead and let my attorney. We'll just deal with it that way. Everything you said, that's just how you interpret the contract. Why don't you do this? Have your lawyer call my lawyer and we'll work it out. And then the BAMCal folks did another smart thing. They changed over their POS operating system, meaning the accounting system, the system that runs the cash registers and keeps the accounting. They changed the system. So now Bricks and Minifigs has no access. And what we see here is this was included in the complaint.
Can you pause this real quick?
Yep.
What's that number right there, that like the amount they made last year in sales?
Up here.
It says 10,699 versus what they made last year.
It looks like it says, hold on, let me, what is it? 16,000, maybe 815, maybe.
And the date is from November 1st to November 3rd. Dude, their store sucks in sales. Like, you made only 10 grand in a month?
Well, it might be 30. Hold on. This one, versus the,
no,
this is down like 30, what, 30?
There's a 38% drop. So that just means a drop. Like, that's the current sale. Like, that thick number, that's the current or the in real time sales. And then what they made, like, this is the Heartland POS system, right? So I use this all the time. And they only had 39% average ticket. Dude, they don't know. They were successful enough to have 3, but unless they were doing some other type of sales aside from this POS system and then reporting it to BAM, because there's no way you could survive. Like, some rents are $10,000.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see, unless they had like a 500 square foot store. You know, which
but it's California
doesn't exist.
though, too.
Huh?
Yeah, stuff is expensive in California too.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see.
Numbers on top, and then the December numbers on top from the Bricks and Minifigs POS system. And they point to this to say, oh, look, they shut us out. They changed POS systems and we can't see anything that's going on in these stores in December. Well, yeah, because they broke up with you. They don't want you to have access to their numbers. This is all strategy that
so
was
maybe they
probably
did that
advised to them by legal counsel.
Go ahead.
But regardless, like, and for December, dude, they only made 21,000 the previous year in December. Dude, that's not good. That's Christmas time. That's easy sales. What the freak? Look, I'm not being judgy. It's the numbers are right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just I was just reading Lemon Pound Cake. It's like, damn, like this, but this is just really crappy numbers. And
well, is this from that? Because this says here, location is Bricks and Minifigs Manteca.
Yeah, so that particular location, but also they could be making more money because it doesn't say when they broke up. Because it's not. You can go into the preview and see day-to-day sales, how much you made per day, right? So it's not saying when the sales stopped in November. But regardless, the previous year, that's dookie, man.
Because these are things that savvy business attorneys who have gone through litigation, they know that other sides will pull tricks like this. And so they probably got advice early on, change out your POS system, change out your bank accounts. Do not let these guys have access to any information. So again, smart move here. Obviously, the
and sorry for my
was
rant
not
when I see the
amicable
numbers.
because in January 2024,
No, but you're good.
Well, when I see sales numbers, I just like start freaking out. I'm like, no. This is how much you gotta make. But yeah, like
Just to survive.
yeah, and I read the chat. Like they have a good point. Like they did something right. They won the case, so they got more money than I have right now. So they did something that I couldn't do. But damn.
Franchising sued.
Look, there's
Bam
Phil
Cow
Cook. Phil
and-
Cook.
Yep, it's your boy. It's your boy Phil Cook right there.
Effing bastard.
Their owners. On the screen here is the complaint. You can see that it was brought by Denton's, the same law firm that has sued Reclam Spend, the same law firm that terminated the Salem store franchise owners, and the name of the case, BAM Franchising Inc. versus Mad Ventures, formerly known as BAM Cal, and then suing Jason and Kristen Messer in their individual capacities. So then let's get into the specific allegations that I think are most relevant. Paragraph 16 of the complaint says that the defendants agreed to keep information confidential and agreed not to compete with plaintiff, pointing to, in relevant part, you shall not directly or indirectly commit any act or omit to do any act that would or would likely be injurious or prejudicial to the goodwill associated with the trade secrets and the system or the names and marks. Now remember, trade secrets here, that was defined to include all the trade secrets that BAM Franchising lays ownership to, including the customer list that the defendants themselves had created over many years of operating those stores in California. They said, in further consideration for the disclosure of the trade.
As you see this, what position does Phil have at the law firm? Probably a chairman. All right. So I added for that one.
Secrets and to protect the uniqueness of the system. You agree that for 3 years, you will not do. And then they repeat the non-competition clause that we went over earlier. So they wanted to send this after relevant part
they were already separated.
Were twofold.
So they wanted to send a non-compete after they were already done.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they tried to
That's
bind
stupid.
them with that. Yeah. Well, if you think about it, it still falls into their MO, right? They sent you your notice.
Yeah. Well, like right here, they're obviously like realizing they screwed up because you have the NCA. The day you have, like, you should have the NCA signed or prepped for your franchisee the day they sign on to be a franchisee.
Yep.
You don't.
Yep.
That's
do it
like
last minute.
That's like, hey, I know you were super successful in this business, but can you not compete against us? That's what they're practically doing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and they're like, are you retarded? Like, get out of here.
Yeah. It's like, why would I sign that? No. Exactly. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's another thing that points that's actually consistent with how they do things, right? They always try to do these things last minute gotchas, or doing everything like just out of sorts. Like, again, even with the notice of termination, you got yours a couple of days after, they came to your store. Crystal got hers a couple of hours after they raided her store,
Yeah.
So it's just, consistent with how they do things like last minute, thinking that, this is the process,
You just don't get time.
You've walked away with our customer list, even though it was really built by the defendants. And number two, you're operating a store now that is no longer Bricks and Minifigs, but because it sells Legos and because it's 25 miles or within 25 miles of our San Ramon store, those two stores are in competition with each other. And so you violated your agreement. Now, again, under the specific terms of the franchise agreement, they were not allowed to open.
Can you pause real quick?
Or maintain opening.
Good.
If I could just explain. So the POS system, that's like, those are gross sales. They're not like you have to make the sale everything through that particular system. Okay, that's how corporate needs to find out if you're paying the right amount of royalties. And then if there's anything else that you either purchased or sold or invested in, you point out when you there's a document that when you're filling out royalty sheet, you fill it out every month of like how much you invested in local marketing, how much you you did outside sales and things like that. That wasn't a part of the POS system. That, or like you didn't do it in house. Like you went and made a deal with somebody else and then came back and you put it into the system, but it wasn't a gross sale from a customer inside the store. So those numbers are your gross sales.
All right.
Yeah. And
thank you for the clarification, brother.
Yeah, just wanted to point that out.
So it's funny because that's what Aura. That's what you've been saying, right?
Yes, that's funny.
I
didn't want to say it because I didn't want to ruin the momentum. I was waiting for the end, but yeah.
No. Yeah. We'll go over that again now.
And also, just because Phil might be an immigration lord, it just means he's not a specialist in franchise contracts, or franchise defense, but he can read and understand the contracts that he's reading. Yeah. So you don't have to be a specialist in franchise law to understand what it is you're reading. It's kind of like reading numbers. You don't have to be an accountant to understand what accountants do. But you should know how to read your numbers if you're going to be an owner,
Well. All right, so let me go ahead and get you on here.
A Lego resale store within 25 miles. But as we saw, that provision almost certainly was not valid under California law, which is probably the law that prevails here. It would have been a fight between the two sides because obviously Bricks and Minifigs would want Utah law to apply. But there's a very good argument that because the stores at issue, all of the stores, the San Ramon store and the two BAMCal stores were all in California, that Utah law really doesn't have the stronger interest here, that it's California and California's law that has the strongest interest of the laws within its own geography being applied. And so while it would have been a fight between the parties before the judge over which state's laws should prevail, there was a very solid basis to say that the California's very strong statutes that prevent non-competition clauses, that's the law that should have prevailed.
And I think the reason why
the
reason why the Utah one couldn't prevail is because they had more stores in California than in Utah. Yeah. So if they had like 3 stores in Utah versus the 2 in California, then this whole thing changes. From what I understand, because then it's like, oh no, they're more of a California-based business instead of a Utah business for the Messers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Messers.
I just wanted to point that out because it's like when it's state to state, it's also like where are you getting most of the benefits from, like California or Utah? Mm-hmm. And if they're getting more benefits from Utah, then I think that would have been more of a fight that the Messers were looking at losing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense.
All right. And here's where Bricks and Minifigs attempts to provide this litany of malfeasance, this parade of horribles where they say, here's all the things BAMCal did that were so awful. So let's look at some of these. BAMCal put up a banner.
It's cutting out. Is it cutting out for you guys?
Yeah, it was cutting out for me too.
Yeah, it's like robotic right now.
John, are you crashing?
John was having internet issues the other day.
Yeah. He probably crashed.
We having some connection issues here?
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
It's like frozen for me.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Probably frozen for the stream.
Can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm pretty sure the chat can hear you. It's just the video was like having a stroke.
Yeah, I think he's catching up. I think he's catching up, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, John is gone. Poor John.
Oh no.
SOS.
Oh no.
SOS in chat for John.
What's happening?
John,
John, are you with us?
John, are you okay?
That dude, corporate got him. Bricks and Minifigs is there, dude.
I
Josh
swear,
is
ever
at the front
since,
door.
John with no shoes on.
Yeah.
He's got his shoes on his fist for boxing. John.
Someone said mutiny. It's your stream now.
Oh, no. Oh, he's gone.
I
for
am
real.
king. Yeah.
I know,
Taking
right?
over YouTube, dude.
Taking over YouTube's a good thing. At least you're here this time. Fuck. Last time it was a disaster. I'm like, I don't even have the docket. He just left me here by myself.
No,
You let me-
well, like I guess we could answer the chat while he's fixing
Yeah,
up
let's
his
see what's
stuff.
going on.
Wait, you let me know.
Yeah, you're good. Dr. Robot. Sean's getting roasted in his own chat. No, this can't happen.
I mean, Ammon got him.
I haven't got him. John, come back.
Oh man.
Oh, I should check
What's
my
up,
phone to
your
see if he's
scripture
actually calling.
assembly? Oh yeah, let me check my Instagram.
He's like, oh shit. Yeah. Lagging. Are you guys still live? Yes, we're live.
We are live, fortunately. Well, we'll point this. Let me. I don't know. This is your guys' stream. Like, what should we answer? Chat questions?
No, yeah,
or
we can do
Okay,
really
so-
whatever we want. We don't got the document. We can answer whatever we want.
take off your clothes. Let's get this channel taken down.
What are you wearing? Fucking- let's
you'll
talk about
see.
dating advice chat. No, let's never do that. Let's never talk
Yeah.
about dating advice. All right.
I could talk about dating advice.
That's StreamYard crashed.
Let
Is
me
the
go
video
call
still
my
playing
wife.
on this? No, John, the video's not playing.
Wait. Let me check YouTube. Let me check if it's the what's it called? The stream is still going.
No, yeah, we're still running it,
like-
but the
Yeah.
and can the chat hear you guys? I think so. You can hear us, right?
They
I hope
could,
so.
They could hear us. They're fine. They're fine.
They can hear us, John. We're
yeah.
taking care of them.
I forgot who it was. I guess there was a few people that were. We're not gonna turn this into an immigration stream because.
Okay.
But as somebody who I'll have to tell this story another time. I've been deported, and it's not the same way as like ICE coming through your house. It was a different type of deportation. Yeah, but not because I was illegal or anything like that, or my family was. I'll tell a quick story.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm curious. What the hell?
Okay. It's to the theme of getting screwed. So when we first got to the U.S., the point of coming here was to get my dad get his MBA, go through school, and then we go back to Brazil. Right? Simple. I was a kid. Right. I was like 4 years old or whatever. But when you get at the time when you got to the U.S., you got like your working visa, you got a social, and you got your student visa, which is great stuff, you know. And then the lawyer that we had at the time, she recommended us to apply for the green card. And my dad was like, all right, like, let's apply for the green card for all 5 of us at the time. And then it became 6 later on. My little sister was born here.
Right.
But then, like, I guess there was something to do with, like, she didn't show that we were paying taxes, that, like, my dad paid taxes because he did. And she just, like, stole all our money and ran away to Texas.
Sheesh. What the fuck?
And so then, like, our status was, like, questionable. And it's like, no, we're not here illegally and stuff like that. So then, and 9/11 happened at the time. Immigration got, like, super strict. So, like, people were it still hasn't changed to this day. Like, people can only get a student visa. They can't get a working visa. Before you got all of it, right?
Right.
So luckily my dad could still work. He got a super solid job, whatever. But as soon as me, my brother, or my sister would turn 18, we wouldn't be able to get into college because then unless we had the green card, because then your status is no longer under your parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're official adult, and now you're on your own thing. Well, when I was around 16 years old, our new lawyer was like, "Hey, like for some reason you can't present yourself to the Senate here. You have to go to Brazil and present yourself to the Senate over there, to the American embassy."
Right.
And we were like, and then my dad asked, like, "Well, how many people do you know went back to their country and then came back here?" And she said to my dad, like, none, because you guys will be the first one brave enough to do this. And we're like, what? And my dad's like, all right, well, let's just do it. We get out there. We go back, live in Florianopolis for a time. And then he comes out later. And then we all go to Rio, which is where the American embassy is. And the guy is like, yeah, you guys are officially deported. You're staying here forever. You're not getting your green card. And we're like, what the hell? What do we do? And like, we had my little sister at the time. Like, she's American. She has American citizenship. We always paid our taxes. None of us was like a criminal or whatever. Except they did ask me, like, which one of you, and then said my name, and it's like, and then I'm like, oh, that's me. And it's like, have you ever been arrested? I'm like, technically no. I was like, it happened when I was 12, okay? and then I explained the story, which I already said the story, I think, on Echo Base Network, where my mom tackled the principal and then decked me in the face. Yeah, dude, I got some stories, brother.
I was gonna say, I was like, it sounds like a novella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then my dad, he like kept, calling the Senate here, and then like really fought it, and we eventually did get our green card. But it was like they would call us and be like, all right, you guys got your green card. You guys got to be here by next week though.
Oh.
So like, all right, let's scrap all the money we have, fly back, and then boom. And then I think it was 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I finally got my citizenship. Took 18 years total.
Dang.
But I got my citizenship 5 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah.
That's a fucking hell of a tale.
Yeah, dude. And my wife became a citizen this year.
Good shit.
Yeah, dude. It's a difficult process, but
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
You should learn Portuguese, Mother Nature. Yes, you okay?
Yeah.
I heard there was like a storm there the other day.
There was, but I thought it. What did he say? I'm back. Oh, that's you. Oh, hold on.
All right. And by the way, chat, we will be going over my termination letter today. It will be coming up. Like, I already redacted the info that shouldn't be out there. So you guys will get to know exactly what they did to me, and I'll explain in detail. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask when the termination letter comes up, and I'll leave it to Aura and Toy Bounty Hunter to figure out what questions we want answered or they want answered. But we'll have it all situated and whatnot. Okay, here he is, John. What's going on, John? Tell me. Is he back?
He said almost done. So I guess his internet's restarting. So he'll be back.
That sucks. And if anything, this is an ad. Do not get Spectrum.
No, do not get Spectrum. Jeez. So there was an outage in my area. So
how'd you get back? Are you using your mobile hotspot?
No.
He's stealing his neighbor's Wi-Fi.
No, he might be watching.
I know, right? Yeah.
Don't say nothing. He might be watching. No, but yeah, there was an outage. So my apologies, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change this, man. This internet it's too crazy, man. This happens way too often, especially when there's bad weather. There's bad weather over here too, so that's part of it. But it's all good. I'm back. Hopefully that it won't happen again. But yeah, I apologize for that, chat. Yeah, gonna have to get a new provider though.
I want a refund.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much, man.
It's no good, bro. It's no good.
Ta mierda.
Muy no bueno.
Yeah, bro. So, all right.
Okay.
Let's continue on.
All right,
here.
let's go.
Let's continue on. This is where we left off. So,
press play.
Thank you guys for carrying the chat for me for a bit there.
No, you good.
Of course, we had no choice.
We're professionals.
Yes.
We are the greatest co-hosts.
We did talk about going nude though, but we're
We
fine.
didn't do it. We didn't do it.
We didn't do it. We were just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We showed a little bit of shoulder, a little bit of shoulder.
A little bit of nip, actually.
A little bit of ankle. A little bit of ankle action.
Oh, whore.
I'm just gonna put it back.
That said, here's what the new store. So yeah, it looks like they during the transition period they had a temporary signage up underneath Bricks and Minifigs that said here's what the new store name is going to be. They took off the Bricks and Minifigs logos from the windows, replaced it with new logos. They began selling Bricks and Minifigs inventory at a discount. Not sure why that's problematic. They were running a store; they can sell it whatever they want. They withdrew permission from BAM to withdraw royalty payments from defendants' bank account. And remember, they didn't stop paying. They said, we're going to pay you by check because we don't want you to have your fingers be able to get into our bank account whenever you want. And exactly what's the problem with that? Then they say they changed their point of sale system from official Bricks and Minifigs POS to their own. Yeah, they were walking away from you. They didn't want you to have access to their computer systems. And then they changed the social media accounts away from Bricks and Minifigs to use the new store name. Again, what's the problem with that? They were breaking up with you. Here's one other thing that is really bad, and I forgot to mention this earlier. Defendants terminated their staff and rehired them at Brick Ventures. So what they're saying here is they took all the people that were working for them at their stores and converted them from Bricks and Minifigs employees to working for the new name of the store.
Hold up,
and
pause.
that was another provision in the.
Go ahead.
So just to explain that, like usually you can't do that. Okay. In many franchises, like let's say I sell a store, but I open another one like a city over, and because they're loyal to me and they like me as an owner, they all quit and come over there. Usually, you would have to sign a bunch of stuff that you can't poach, right? There's poaching and things like that, right? But California law, like they consider that like almost like slavery. Like you know what I mean? Like indentured servitude, bullcrap.
Yeah.
So pretty much like nobody has any loyalty to nobody in California.
Mm.
You know, you could see that as a negative or a positive. But for a business owner, it's kind of a scary thing. So that's why like you should be a really good boss, especially in California, because then the people will just follow you. But usually that would be a problem.
I see.
You know, because like let's say like I sold the store, they're like, great, it's already perfectly staffed, everything's solid, and then you go in there and now you have zero staff, and you were planning to just be the owner, you weren't planning on being a manager, but now you got to actually do all the grunt work and then hire. Like you kind of you're getting screwed, right? Yeah. So, but California is different.
That makes sense why there would be protections in place. So shout out to the BBQ counselor in the chat. He's here. Welcome. He's here, folks.
Welcome.
Ooh.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's a good looking guy though. That's a good looking guy. Yeah.
Looks like a guy you should subscribe to.
Yeah.
If you
when I
already.
saw the globe in the background, I'm like, he's obviously a lawyer. Like I don't know anybody who has a globe like that in their house other than lawyers, dude.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
All right. So let's
franchise agreement that says you can't hire people who have been Bricks and Minifigs employees. It's essentially a no sniping clause. This happens a lot where companies will try to you start up a new venture and they want to snipe employees from their old place that they worked, and so in their employment clauses they would have things like that. Problem is, go back to the Business and Professions Code 16600. You can't do that in California. Those are not legal in California. And frankly, the reason why is because California views that as a form of indentured servitude.
Yep.
People in California have the right to leave their job anytime they want, even if they're under an employment contract, and go work for a competitor. And when you're talking about low-level employees at a retail store, you can't have those kinds of agreements in California. It's illegal. So then we get to the relief they're actually seeking. So their first claim for relief or first cause of action, they want a temporary restraining order. And we've seen temporary restraining orders come up in the current dispute, right? They filed for a temporary restraining order against Reckless Ben, and they got it. Here they were filing for the same thing. But newsflash, they had a different judge. The judge didn't grant this. The judge didn't give them a temporary restraining order. The second,
I know it's kind of last minute. BBQ counselor, if you want a link to the stream, let me know, brother. I'll shoot it over to you. I'll DM it over to you if you want to hop in. I know it's kind of last minute and we didn't plan beforehand, but if you got some time to spare and want to hop on for a little bit, just let me know in our
He has
DM.
Star Wars toy design patents, dude. I was like, thick.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Yeah. So just let me know. But yeah, we'll continue playing the video here.
cause of action, misappropriation of trade secrets. Again, you took your customer list that our agreement says is our customer list because we claim to have built it. I don't know how far that would have applied. Certainly customer lists under California law are considered trade secrets. I think the bigger issue here is who owned that customer list. I'm not really sure what the legal basis other than the contract is to say that Bricks and Minifigs corporate owned the franchisee's customer list. That seems like something the franchisees would own, having built it up with their own sweat equity. And so then the prayer for relief, what they want is they want an order that the contracts are valid and enforceable. They want judgment. They want injunctive relief. They want an order, and then they want an award of their costs, attorney's fees, and any such order or other relief that the court deems just and equitable. So basically what they were trying to go for here, because they haven't made really a damages claim, they basically want those stores shut down. They didn't get that. Newsflash. They lost this lawsuit. I don't know if it's settled or what happened, but let's look at the docket here and we'll see. So on the screen now we've got the docket. Now, not a lot happened. There was January 4th, there was a filing, and that was the complaint we just walked through and a lot of the documents we walked through. That was all just from Bricks and Minifigs corporate. The defendants never answered. So on January 9th, they meaning Bricks and Minifigs, they served the defendants, and that's basically all that happened. Bricks and Minifigs didn't do anything else. The defendants never answered. And so in August of 2024, the judge just dismissed the case. And we can see today the result of this lawsuit. So here is the Facebook page for Brick Ventures operating at the Manteca location. They're still around. So yeah. Ultimately,
so
the franchisees prevailed. They were able to break away.
There's an option for anybody that's in California if you still want to support a mom and pop shop that sells Lego. Go over there, Brick Ventures.
There you go. Yep.
Away from Bricks and Minifigs, they were able to keep their stores, and this is an important lesson. If we compare what happened here to what happened with Salem, Oregon, there's some clear takeaways. If you're going to try to break away from a highly litigious corporate franchisor, consult a lawyer first. Second, don't trust the corporate franchisor to be in your best interests. Here, the BAMCal folks did the smart thing. They got a lawyer first. They figured out the right way to break free, and they learned what was and wasn't blustering. Here, the franchisees were armed with an attorney who had advised them on the law, and they knew what they could and couldn't do. And that knowledge is what makes all the difference when you're getting into a legal fight. The Salem store owners did not do that and had very different results than what happened here in California. So that's it for today. I hope you all found this very entertaining and interesting and educational. If you did, please hit a like, please hit a subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Please do all of the above.
Yep. So that's BBQ Counselor. This is his channel. He said we'll share the link again for y'all to go ahead and subscribe to him. Great video. He's been putting out some really good informative videos on this, and he's been breaking some news himself. So make sure to subscribe to him and also follow him on X, because he's been sharing a lot of information on there too that's been super, super helpful and enlightening on this whole situation. But it seems like, yeah, after seeing so much. Yeah, I understand, bro. But he's been like I said, he's been breaking a lot of news and stuff on there too. So be sure to check him out. And also, we see here also from this video that he put out, it seems like, yeah, before Crystal, they basically honed their tactics a little bit there and made sure that they didn't give her the opportunity to lawyer up beforehand. So, and blindsided her. So, BBQ says, yeah, both of their stores are still open, but they sold the Bay Area one to an old owner. So now it's called Scott Bricks in honor of the owner's son, Scott, who is autistic. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That's a nice sentiment. That's cool. So there you have it. There's their history of going to fight somebody that actually was prepared to fight back, and it didn't go Bricks and Minifigs away. But the thing is, that's where we came to this, though. Like I said, what I was talking about at the top of the stream, right? When we were, and if you watched the video that I put out earlier, if you guys watched it, this was the Gorman's notice of termination. And what I was comparing it to in the video, which I'll put up here, the next one in a moment here, you see that the primary thing that they were citing as their immediate termination, right, was this Section 14 of the franchise agreement. And then they also, cite some things in Section 15 as well for the Gormans. See all the way down here. There's Philip Cuck.
Mr. Cuck.
Yeah, Philip Cuck doing his thing. So this was said, and remember what Crystal said when we were going over the documents yesterday. She said that she actually she asked about this, but she didn't receive it until after she had already left the store, after Brandon had already come and basically seized the store. Later on, a few hours later, she says when she received this via email.
Yeah. It was like 5 o'clock, 5:30 is when Brandon came in, and then 7:30 is when she got the letter. Yep.
So a couple hours afterwards. And then here's where things got interesting, because again, yesterday when we were on stream with Relic was looking over his notice of termination when we brought up Crystals, and he noticed something very interesting on here. And I'll let you go ahead and
you want me to read it?
Point it out here. Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and
yeah. First off, it starts off, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Messer." Right here. So right obviously they're copy and paste. Like, this is my termination letter. So we'll get into it. Yeah, do you want me to go through everything? Just read it.
Yeah, we could go through the whole thing, but also look at right here regarding Mad Ventures Incorporated, right? Which is the company for the Messers,
Yeah,
that's Jason and Kristen's Kristen Messers. Their LLs, their former. I don't know if they kept this one after the fact, but this was what they were under. They were under Bam Cal and Mad Ventures Incorporated.
And by the way, I never signed this. I received it. I never signed it. So that I did something right. I have a few wins here and there. Yeah,
we take them. We take those.
I guess you can see the notice of termination up there on the top left. My last name is showing. I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, it's spelled right there. Notice of default, notice of termination on the top left.
Yeah, right here.
No, all the way up left. All the way up. You see notice of default, notice of termination.
12 yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to take that off, I guess. But regardless, my name is spelled wrong right there. That's my last name. All right. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Messer, not me. The law firm of Dentons, Durham, Jones, and Pine at PC has been. What the? Why can't I? It's not showing all the wording. This is my letter.
Yeah, this is yeah. This is what it came. Yeah. So yeah. This.
Well,
this
why
was
don't
the
you
big-
read it? Because for some reason, I can't see all the words.
Okay, so
PC has been, and then like en whatever. But
yeah,
go
so
ahead.
the information is wrong. Yeah, BBQ. This is what I talked about in the video. This is what I was telling you about when we talked earlier. But so here it says, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Messer, the law firm of Dentons, Durham." There's a couple, missing typos here for some reason. It's weird. So it's basically telling he violated franchise agreement. But what's interesting here, and this is what I want to draw everybody's attention to, and also what I mentioned in the video, is the first thing they cite is Section 14, which is the same thing that they did for Crystal, right? So I have reason to believe that this was already on here with all this other information. You know what I mean? And they were just looking for an opportunity to just use it again. I believe I'm of the opinion that this was meant for the Messers. This was meant for the Messers, but they never had a chance. Yeah, they never had a chance. Well, at least it's possible that the Messers received it. It's possible, but as far as I know, it wasn't in the legal filings. I could be wrong, but it did not appear in the legal filings, right?
Yeah.
But my guess is if they did not receive it, this was intended for them. Okay, if they never received it, and they basically were ready to cite Section 14 as the primary reason for why they were probably going to, end their franchise agreement with them, right? So I feel it's a cut and paste, and this is from the Denton law firm. So obviously, these are who represent Bricks and Minifigs. So they probably have a basic template that they use, where they cite this first as the primary reason and then add on whatever else after the fact.
Yeah, but this is lazy, dude.
Yeah, super, super lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
for
wonder if this is even
engaged.
binding.
Yeah, so it was interesting to me that, and again, and this is something that Relic discovered yesterday when he was looking it over, was that it was under the Messer's name.
Wrongful termination.
Yeah. So it seems like, again, they have a playbook, and this is something that BBQ counsel pointed out in his video too, and this is something that I agree with. Yeah, they have a playbook that they use on how to basically screw people over. They have a process that they do. So it seems like for the terminations, now, who knows who else has gotten the same letter of termination with this being cited as the primary cause for them to end that the franchise agreement, right? But they do this, they go to the stores, right? Which, because your situation almost mirrors Crystal's, you know what I mean? Obviously, the only difference is that the termination letters are a little bit different. They added a little bit more with her, but it seems like they have a plan in place for when they decide to go ahead and do this. And it looks like I said, I have reason to believe that they were going to do the same thing to the Messers. The difference was the Messers kind of got the drop on them first.
Yeah, so, it definitely looks like it, because I can't think of a reason why Dear Mr. and Mrs. Messer would be there, and then also their freaking LLC.
Yeah. So this is wild. That's why, when you showed this to me earlier, and then after, because Aura had already told me about that video. I hadn't realized that it was uploaded earlier. You know what I mean? When I woke up later this morning, I saw Aura's message like, dude, you need to see this. Like, you got to see this. You need to see this. Because Aura remembered what you mentioned yesterday on the stream about the Dear Mr. and Mrs. Messer. So he was like, dude, you need to see this. This is about
Kayla saw it, and then she's like, what was that name? Yeah. And I was like, it was Messer. And yeah.
So it's actually Kayla in chat. Kayla right here. This Kayla.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kayla.
She came through for us. So it was, it was wild. So it's just like, oh, okay. So now we see, like I said, a lot of the stuff that we've kind of theorized about them might be true, right? In terms of how they do stuff. So, there you have it right there. So it's
We
pretty
could
wild.
go through it.
Yeah, we could
read
go
it.
through
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and read it if you want, if that's easier. So by this letter up.
Well, I thought it was
freaking
out, so I could read it. I thought I was
read it?
flipping out. Yeah.
Okay.
So by this letter, BAM hereby immediately terminates Relic as a franchise with BAM, pursuant to the terms of the franchise agreement. Section 14.A of the franchise agreement states that Relic is in material breach of the franchise agreement, which will automatically terminate without notice when Section 14.8.IX breach of lease, loss of right of possession. You are in breach of any of your obligations under your lease or sublease of the accepted location, or you lose the right of possession of the accepted location. Never happened. Never breached any lease. Failure to make payments. You or any of your affiliates failed to make payments when due of any amount due to us or our affiliates under the agreement of any agreement with us or our affiliates. Also, we never happened and we had a deal. Section 14.A.xiv, repeated breaches. You fell on 2 or more separate occasions with any period of 12 consecutive months on 3 occasions during the term of this agreement to submit when due reports or other data information or supporting records, or to pay when due the royalty fees or other payments due to us or affiliates, or otherwise fail to comply with this agreement, whether or not the failures to comply are corrected after notice therefore is delivered to you. So is everybody following so far? So pretty much it's stating that I didn't pay royalty fees on time, which in the first year, any royalty fees that I didn't pay on time was either them not being able to receive it or figuring out. Because here's one thing that happened that was super weird that I was pissed about. The McNeffs and I had the same accountants at one point. Okay? Like, we had the same accounting company. And then at one point, I called them pissed off because they conflated our accounts and they took all the money and they thought it was the McNeff's account, and then they charged me for their accounting, for their bills. And then I was
that
like, hey, where's my money?
Crazy.
Yeah. Which, again, it wasn't the McNeff's fault. It was the account. Like, the company's called the accounting guys. They suck. Don't ever use the accounting guys. So, yeah. Which it also makes sense somewhat how they could do that, because I bought the store and I took over their bank account that they had.
Sheesh.
You know? So, yeah, it was a whole hoggabaloo bullcrap. But every time there was like either a missed payment or a payment that didn't go through, we always talked on the phone and I would just transfer the money.
Gotcha.
It was never a big deal. And then the last time, you'll see the number, the $12,838.64 of unpaid royalties. That money is like 2 or 3 months of royalties where their accountants agreed in their corporate store and have a recorded phone call of it that I don't have to pay royalties until I think it was November 17th is when I'll start paying it back, or pay it back all at once, so I could use it for marketing. And then there was the 2 hurricanes and stuff like that, which, like, your marketing is not going to help you at all when your store is, when like the roads are flooded.
In shambles. Right?
Yeah. But anyways, back to it. Section 14A(XX), other conduct, engages in any other activity or conduct that has material adverse effect on franchisor, the marks of the franchisor's reputation. So they also claim that somehow I damaged their reputation.
So wild. That seems like so freaking out of left field. It's like, how?
Yeah.
You stole the Legos. You stole the Legos.
Man,
you stole the Legos.
I have, I don't know if I have, like, I have video of pretty much when I sent them what the store looked like. And I think I'd put it on stream, but I'll have to go through my phone. And so it's like, I didn't ruin anything. I delivered you a perfect store. But go up, I didn't finish reading.
Here we go.
Come on, man. We got to give the people the info, dude.
All right.
What are you doing? All right, stop right there. Stop right there. All The firm is advised that you have violated each of the above enumerated provisions by 1. Failing to make your royalty payments to BAM on multiple occasions within the last 12 months. It's a lie. And 2, by well, I guess it's technically true, but by their own accord. 2, by breaching your lease, by failing to make rent. This was the one that pissed me off. To your landlord. So remember, I talked to them in November, and then Brandon was like, "Don't worry, we'll take care of December's rent." And then they didn't pay it on time. They paid it like in the third, I think, towards the end of December. And when I got this letter, they used that as like I missed a payment on my rent, which never happened. I've never missed rent payments. So that part pissed me off. By failing to blah, 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 landlord. Note, by signing the franchise agreement, you consented to immediate termination upon the occurrence of any of the breaches specified above. Franchise agreement section 14.A. Therefore, you are hereby notified that the franchise agreement is terminated effective immediately pursuant to section 14.A of the franchise agreement. Pursuant to the post-termination provisions contained in the franchise agreement, your obligations upon termination are as follows. Cease using the names, marks, and any confidential information. Cease operating the business and tender franchise or property products. Not adopt confusingly similar names or marks. Cancel confusingly similar names and transfer phone numbers to BAM. Transfer or terminate domain name and website, return operations manual and other materials. Sell assets of the franchise to franchisor. Pay monies owed to franchisor, including liquidated damages. Now, before we get into the rest, here's an important piece of information. And I am still working on redacting everything in my franchise agreement. One thing that I did well in my franchise agreement was to make sure that if they were ever to buy the store back, they would have to buy the inventory would be 10% off its retail purchase, which to many other franchise agreements, it's like a percentage off its wholesale price. So I was supposed to get more money than most other people, but then you'll see the fines and the numbers. Okay. Prior to termination of this agreement, Mr. Relic owed BAM $12,838.64 in unpaid royalties and approximately $80,000 in unpaid franchise fees stemming from the purchase of the Wesley Chapel location. And those two numbers, those were the two that I was okay with. I was like, yeah, like if I $92,838.64, discount that off of the agreement that we negotiate to, or the amount that I'm going to sell you the store, like that's fine. Like I owe you guys that money. That no problem. Right? But then they want to put on fees, and then this is after Brandon told me that my inventory count matched his, which is above $200,000, and it's again, none of it is including furniture, it's including fixtures or goodwill. You know, like we read in the previous the Messers or the video that BBQ put out about the Messer situation. Like we didn't talk about goodwill or any of that stuff that would equal to a higher amount, right? And my particular store had at least, I think, 8-9 years of goodwill, like people's information, like emails and stuff like that. So it was going to be a pretty price. But anyways, further upon termination, Relic must pay BAM liquidated damages equal to the average monthly royalty fees paid to BAM, the franchisee, during the 12 months immediately preceding the termination, multiplied by the remaining months in the term of the franchise agreement. Liquidated damages due from Relic therefore total approximately $70,895.58. So pretty much, they want to fine me for the amount that they approximately would have made on me if I didn't sell them the store, or if they didn't terminate me. So that's where that $70,000 number comes from. Did I read it all?
You get to this part, and then
and then therefore owes BAM an approximately $163,734.22 in accordance with the terms of the franchise agreement. However, if Relic agrees to transfer ownership of the franchise location and all of the franchisee's assets as defined in the franchise agreement, and to further comply with all post-termination obligations under the franchise agreement, BAM is willing to waive any payment owed by Relic to BAM. Please communicate your agreement to this offer in writing with BAM. We trust that you will strictly adhere to all of these post-termination obligations. Should you have any questions, please contact me. Cordially, whatever, Mr. Cuck. So this is the part that little, like half a paragraph. That's where I was like, oh shoot, like I don't agree with the fines, but they're saying if I owe them anything, they're gonna waive it off. Like that's a kind of a nice thing to say. But I also mentioned, I'm like, no, like where's the inventory list? I'm like, I should receive at least $100,000 through this sale, and they're like, this isn't a sale, this is a termination. So this is where I was like a little bit, because remember, this seems very clear, but when you get this letter and you believed in these people, you're somewhat in shock. You're like having questions in your head, like, oh, this is just a lawyer thing. Like I've dealt with these people. I'm not like, this isn't like the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like we're still in negotiation. We're still going to have a sale. This is just like what they have to do to make sure that they own the place now. That's like the thought process.
Yeah.
Right? Because they said that, like, as far as I knew at this point, even when I got this letter, it's like, we're still in negotiation to finish, to do another, another store inventory count. We're still in negotiation about, like, the fixtures and everything and how much everything was going to be sold for, But then I didn't get a hold of them for another 2.5 to 3 months after this termination letter. Yeah.
So there was somebody asking in chat about it, but somebody kind of answered the question. So basically, I mean, look, what happened in Relic's case is they blindsided him just like they did Crystal. You know what I mean? They completely blindsided him. No forewarning, none of that stuff. Like I said, it's kind of like they learned from their mistake with the Messers, and they didn't give anybody an opportunity. It looks like they're not going to give anybody else an opportunity to, get a lawyer or anything like that beforehand. They're just going to strike first. So that's basically what they did in this case as well. They just kind of initiated their plan, and that was it. So to answer the question in chat of why. So it was what, like I said, somebody asked a question, but like the next person kind of answered it. Yeah, he was. So.
Yeah, and also remember, I contacted lawyers after this, and they said, "Hey, play nice, play ball, like do your best to stay there." Mm-hmm. Because remember, my first agreement was like, I'll sell the store to you, and I stay on as a manager. I'll take care of it. You don't have to worry about it, and then I don't care what the price is later. I'll find a way to buy it because I'll have a good amount of money in my pocket from the sale, right?
Yep. Right.
And everything will be solid. So like, because it's like that thing, they didn't want me to bring on an investor, and I was like, if I do this marketing campaign, I could guarantee at least 700,000 in sales, but my goal is $1 million in sales in a year.
Yeah.
Like, and with our store was very profitable, and so that was like the thought process, like, oh yeah, I still stay on as an employee, no problem.
Yeah.
And that's why I stayed on instead of leaving. And again, it's like, if I just left, now I have no way to make an income.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get any money from this. And so, and they paid me crap. They paid me $19 an hour, and I had to do a bunch of other side jobs to make ends meet and all that.
Scum, man.
Yeah.
Scum.
And later they started cutting our hours, so like I didn't even get to do 40 hours by the end of it.
It's wild. No,
Yeah.
but again, it just further shows what these people are all about. So, but we thought that was pretty interesting stuff though they came out. So, and how it all correlates to your particular situation. So
what's going on now generally?
yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild, but oh wow, I'm surprised that the time passed by as quickly as it did from when we started. So we're almost at the end here of the stream. But if you guys want to ask a few questions before we wrap the stream for tonight, please feel free. Now's the time with Relic here where he can answer some of your questions.
And by the way, whether people agree with what that lawyer said, first of all, he stopped being my lawyer because I ran out of money. I can't pay him. Right? Like that's how lawyers work. When I say they only understand the language of money, means you're only human as long as you could pay them.
Yeah.
You're nothing to them after that. So don't think your lawyer's your friend because you've known him 20 years. You've been paying him 20 years to be your friend. If you don't have the money, he's no longer your lawyer. And if I didn't stay on, I wouldn't have the ammunition or the story for everybody to understand how garbage these people are. And so that's like a blessing in hindsight, because as much as I got screwed, it's something I can do my best to help Ben and his situation and Brian.
Yeah, like it all lined up in a way,
Yeah, like I'm glad that I started doing YouTube with one of my employees at the store to talk about movies and to also kind of getting experience and see if we could do a YouTube channel for our store, which we had one until like corporate didn't like our name or whatever. And so then I just kept doing YouTube as like an outlet, and I was like really trying to figure things out. And I'm really happy that it's been growing, and like super appreciative of you guys and everybody else.
Of course.
But yeah, like I think all of it, regardless, it's part of my journey, and something great has come out of it. I got to meet you guys. I got to meet people from the chat, like at least just by chatting here, like, and I'm doing YouTube and I'm loving it. So
yeah, man.
I'm not like paying my bills through this, but who knows? Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe
that admin use. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading.
Oh no, I was saying, yeah, somebody has a question for you here. So JRB Chaser says, last rock, do you think that Eamon used information that you were chatty with him about early on against you?
Well, like what do you mean, like chatty with him? Like there's not any information he could use against me. I didn't do anything messed up or wrong.
I think probably maybe what he's asking is like, being, because I mean, what you said you talked actually more with Matt McNeff than actually Eamon, right?
Yeah, but like I talked to Eamon, pretty decently over text and phone calls throughout the years, and but yeah, like I usually dealt with Matt.
Okay, so we got another question here from our buddy Rubate, all the way from Australia here. Question: all BAM's actions are really shitty, but would it be fair to say that they weren't overtly illegal? That the first real illegal act was stealing the Mansell Lego?
Yeah, well, like again, just because something's legal doesn't mean it's moral, right? Doesn't mean it's right. So, whatever's in the contract, like you sign it, so that means you're approving it. So you're kind of making it legal,
Like consenting?
You're consenting, and if the state is recognizing, or the government is recognizing, or whatever it is that approves this, recognizes a legal contract, then a lot, and again, these are loopholes. They used like conniving ways to make it so that this is all legal. Like sending
Legal
me the sending me the termination, and that's why I have to explain, like, oh, we had an agreement through the phone of why I can stop paying royalties for a certain amount of time to invest in marketing. But since it's not on paper, they don't recognize that as like an agreement. You know, I didn't sign something saying like BAM is okay with you not paying royalties until this date, so that you can utilize these funds to invest in the store or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why they could put it there as like, this is one of the breaches.
Yeah. So
You
what
know?
I
and
think,
then telling me that they're gonna pay rent in December, but there's nothing signed and as an agreement. They're putting it on me as I defaulted in rent.
yeah. So to me, I look at it like this. You know, they use people's good nature and they use people's good faith basically against them. You know what I mean? Like, oh hey, like shake your hand like a man. You know, we have an accord, sir. You know what I mean? But
And here's the thing, like they might not help you in business wise as much as you would like to when you're a franchisee. But like, for instance, in my case, and a lot of people told me like, you were too naive, you were too stupid, you were an idiot. Like, dude, I went to dinner with these guys. Like I said, I played Halo with them. Like, we talked on the phone. You should see, if you saw some of my text messages with Matt, like, you think he's one of the boys.
Yeah.
You know, using,
you give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah,
yeah,
that they
he
were
might not be
people.
cussing, but he's using other language, or at least he's accepting the language I'm using, and we're having a good old time. You know, so like, all the way through this, like it's the wolf in sheep's clothing. You'll never recognize that it's a wolf.
Yeah,
you don't know. So
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
I can relate to that a lot.
Yeah, you're dealing with who you think are your buddies as well. Like, these guys are hard business guys, but they're also my friend.
Yeah,
like, you know, you're building a relationship with them. Like, and again, when I came on, it wasn't 300 stores; it was less than 50.
Yeah, it's like misplaced trust. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, just doing something in good faith, but unfortunately, getting completely blindsided. So
no, yeah, and also, like, they signed on as personal guarantors. If anybody knows about anything about franchises, that's never happens. That's like asking you having bad credit, and then you're asking a friend of yours to co-sign on a car payment that you can't afford. Like, nobody's doing that, and they sign on as personal guarantors. So I thought, like, man, they really believe in me, because they said
like, you took it as a sign of good faith on their part.
Like and because they sent me letters like, hey, you're one of the guys that, like, congratulations on increasing sales by this much, like, that we've never seen something like that from a store owner. This is awesome. Because remember, I took a I did $80,000 in a month, right? And if you look at comparison the previous year, I think the most, and it's when I was there for that month, it was 47,000, and the year before that, it was like around 32. So just by being there like a few weeks, I can already take it to 47,000, and then prepping the next year, it's already at 80,000. It's almost doubled. Like, funny enough, like I needed if you guys haven't seen my interview with my ex-employee, he pointed out about a letter that I kind of forgot about. So from somebody from corporate who does not give compliments very lightly, he sent a recommendation letter so I could get to the new location, right? Mm-hmm. And they called me the Big Mac. He's like,
that's fine.
He's like, this guy is the Big Mac to our McDonald's. And I showed everybody, and so, like, my nickname was the Big Mac for the longest time.
Yeah, so they kind of hyped you up a little bit, and they made you feel like they were really investing in you.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, dude, I was crushing it for like that first year for sure. And then the second location, we had a lot of difficulties, but that's why I wanted that to get the investor, because I'm like, I no longer have all the tools that I once had the previous year.
Yeah.
I'm in a new location, no advertising, no marketing. I'm like, I practically am going knocking door to door to my customer's house and be like, hey, by the way, we moved. Practically,
Yeah.
So, like, till this day, I get at the previous mall, there's a guy that owns a store called Monster Games, and he told me, like, hey man, somebody just asked where your store is, and then I gave him the address, and they went over, and it looks like it's closed. I'm like, yeah, dude, you know this. People forget, and people still don't know that we moved from the mall and all that stuff, man. Like it happens.
Yeah, that's
So yeah.
that's the way cookie crumbles.
Mhm.
But here, Rubate's got another question here. He says the reason I asked about illegality is would it be fair to say that unlike Relic, by stealing the Mansell collection, they realized after the fact that they had committed a verifiable crime?
Yeah,
So,
100% because I think they were aware that there was camera footage, and then the guy. That's why, like, if you saw the beginning, especially in Reckless Ben's video, they're trying to say that the guy that was on the phone didn't represent Bam,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, oh, he misspoke.
Yeah,
Like when he was saying like that's a business thing and that means they'll take over it. You don't have to worry about the consignment stuff.
Yep.
So I think then it became like, oh no, this is a lot more clear than the legal terms that's always been used. So it's like, yeah, this is looking more and more like a theft.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's just like it's somebody literally somebody else's property.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I don't think it gets any more clear than that.
And again, it took like a customer because like if this never happened to Brian again, they'd probably still be doing this and getting away with it no problem, and none of you guys would be the wiser that this was going on.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think you're right, man. And the thing is, it's a good thing that it caught the way it did, right? And and yeah, and it still continues to grow because again, we're now in that position where even the trial is going to be covered by the local ABC affiliate over there in Utah. You know what I mean? And there's people obviously that I'm sure are going to be streaming it. It's people are going to be recording it and then re-uploading the the trial and stuff like that. It's inevitable, right? So it's gotten around. It's not just a national story either. It's an international story because we see there's so many comments that we've seen on our videos. Rubate, like I said, Rubate here in the chat is from Australia. We've seen a couple of people from Australia, people from New Zealand talk about this. People from Canada, people from all over. Yeah, people from all over the world, even people from France. I know there's been a couple of people from France that have joined the streams. So it's all over now. So it's now a global story, which is insane to think about because you wouldn't think something like this would catch. But it's not just because of the Legos. I think it's just what's behind it. The whole thing behind it, and we've talked about that before too.
Like it's gone beyond Lego, right? It's about free speech. It's about a bunch of other things, and helping out the little guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So and I never claimed to know everything about business, right? So I had people I trusted that I always showed documents and everything was up to board. Like it's not that like I was perfect. Like I know how to sell, I know how to make money, but like I've always been honest in my dealings, and that's what like it's one of the things that screwed me over was always being honest.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Oh no, I was just saying, like I pointed out to them when we had our phone calls, like I could have filed bankruptcy and liquidated if I just wanted the money, but at the time I believed in the brand and everything. I was fully immersed in it.
You're committed.
Yeah.
You're committed to the cause. I mean, it happens too. You're trying to be a good company, man.
It was like you were in the circle, It was like you're a group of people.
No, yeah, and like on the like.
And then they turn out to be crazy spurgs. I get you.
Yeah, and when I first talked to Ben, we had this conversation about like how big companies, not only just Bricks and Minifigs, like they pretend to be your friend right in the beginning because you don't want to work with anybody you can't relate to, you don't like,
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, like they're choosing franchisees that people they like.
Oh, for sure. And that's one thing I learned from being a vendor myself at like conventions and stuff like that is that people they'll do business. They're more likely to do business with you if they like you. You know what I mean? If you have that kind of rapport, regardless of which side you're on, if there's this rapport between you, there's business is going to take place. So But unfortunately, you're going to have these situations like the one that you were in, and like so many people are in with corporations, is that they give you that false impression that, hey, we're your friend. We're going to take care of you. We're going to take care of you. But really, they're just kind of gassing you up. They're just gassing you up and making you think that, and then out of nowhere they'll pull the rug out from under you. It's just it's just the way it's the nature of business too, unfortunately. But so Rubate says Relic was cold like Reckless Ben colted that BAM employee bird. I mean,
no,
Relic would have to answer that. So
we just had a phone call, man. Like it's when the first video came out, he put out an email. Or no, he put out at the end of the video like his email, like if you have any story that could help with this. It's like, dude, like I dealt with all these people. My story's mine, but I could at least point out like how these people are. Yeah. And again, like the reason why I come on this stream, I keep talking about this stuff, is because there's no Lego YouTubers really, except for like I think Lego Empire is the one that's more vocal.
Yeah,
and
I've seen
a few
Lego.
others.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of that guy's videos in my feed. Yeah,
they're all hella quiet. Anybody with that's in the Lego sphere with above 1 million subscribers, they either made only one video or none at all. They're not talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I want to keep this story alive, where whether I can like contribute to Ben or not, at least remind everybody that Ben is still going to court. Brian still does not have the GoFundMe is above 500,000, but Brian still doesn't have his money. Brian still doesn't have his Lego. Crystal is still fighting this. Like, we got to remember that, like, just because videos are coming out, like, people are actually going through this. These aren't, it's not just content that's being made.
Yeah. Like, no, there's actual struggle going on. Exactly. Like you said,
these are real people.
On all fronts. And what's crazy is, especially in Ben's case, because Ben's not only having to deal with civil, a civil suit, right? He's having to deal with criminal charges.
Yeah.
So it's just like he's fighting on two fronts there himself. And then, he
has 6 different lawsuits right now against him.
6 different lawsuits. That's right. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all turns out. And hopefully I have a feeling it's all going to turn out for the best, but that's still a lot. That's a lot to have to deal with, a lot on your plate all at once.
Well, things are definitely looking favorable. Anything can still happen because, John, there's been times where you and I thought that things should have worked out, and then crazy shit like it's like, oh well, the case is just dismissed and nothing happens.
No, of course, yeah, we've seen it before with cases we followed before too. Like I think one of the more disappointing ones was when remember when your boy Zach, remember when he was in that lawsuit with Mark Wade, and he just decided to drop it.
Yep. Or that one too.
And that felt so like such a lackluster conclusion to that particular saga, because it's like people would have probably funded that lawsuit for him for years, but and it could have set a precedent, but it's just like he just decided to just drop it, and it's just like, man, and I think he would have had a solid case. People would have kept, for
lack of a better term, John. Luckily, I don't know whether word to use, but anyway, like luckily, I think though this particular case will be more conclusive, if anything.
I think so too. I mean, there's no way to know for sure, but I think it will be in a lot of ways, because I just don't see a scenario where it'd be really crazy to me if it actually goes as far as trial. It really would, because I feel like that would be so much more damaging, to Bricks and Minifigs to take it all the way to trial. Like I feel like the best thing for them to do is, at the first opportunity they have, is just to come to mediation. Yeah, to just settle it, because I feel like if they take it all the way, that's just gonna make them even bigger villains than they already are in the eyes of the public.
And what's crazy is like, well, they've already gone this far, you know what I mean? Which is still insane. Yeah. So I wouldn't put it past them to go to trial.
1.3 million.
Like,
they're suing Ben for 1.3 million. That's insane.
Charging Ben for a RICO case
Yeah,
And I know
crazy.
Sheldon, his friend, said that like, oh, this would be his first offense, and it's all misdemeanor, so he's not gonna go to jail. Maybe he'd just be probation. I'm like, dude, anything could happen if a judge is either pissed off enough or sees in his point of view some other reason why he should be in jail and need to be reformed.
Or simply bias. It happens.
Yeah, or simply bias.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or simply bias. But like, yeah, no, that'd be insane too. Because I'm like, the fact that they even try to throw a RICO charge is like fucking insane to me. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I've learned about trials too, is just like no matter how much you think it might go a certain way, it can still surprise you. You know what I mean? No matter what you expect or what looks likely, it could flip on a dime at the last moment due to other factors that you might have not considered. So,
but I do see favorability, for sure, like with stuff like this. So
yeah, I mean, usually a lot of times, again, when you look at stuff enough, you could kind of tell, because like we did we did that with other cases we covered too, that we called it like right before, and we ended up being right. But again, it doesn't mean that that's still going to be the outcome. Like we did it with, I think, with the Delirious home record case. We did it with the Jisoo Zero case. We're just like, they're going to settle. They're going to settle.
I was just about to say, John, I was like, not to toot our own horn, but I think we got better at reading how these things will play out. To be honest, we've pretty good streak.
For laymen. But again, it could still end up being the complete opposite, right?
Exactly.
The complete opposite, because you can never know for sure. So BBQ counselor says juries have a tremendous ability to suss out bullshit. I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said, like, it would be very interesting. That's something that
especially in a case like this, the little guy versus corporate.
Yeah. Like I would be very interested. It would be very interesting if it went that far. Even though I don't just like. I don't see it, but if it were, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, let's see what happens. Now let's see what happens.
Well, and it's also like you have to realize both sides, because Ben's whole MO is to go against like the big guy, right?
Yep.
So he might not even accept a settlement and want to take it to trial.
Yeah.
That's possible. I don't know what his thoughts are, but like if he feels like he could get something better, and also because I can imagine that Bam's settlement would be like, you have to never talk about this again.
Yep, I would think so too.
Never post any videos about it.
See?
And Ben probably will not go for that crap.
Yeah,
I think overall, like if there's some way, like I think Ben will do what it takes to get Brian justice, and if Brian is cool with it, that he might be like more lenient on that, but then he might say like something like, I want it to be like in 10 years I can release this video or whatever.
Well, in a case we covered before, which was Jisoo versus Zero, basically all that Jisoo wanted was for, and this was the interesting thing is, so our buddy Technicals, he made a video about her and basically debunking a lot of the lies that she put forth, which is what landed her in that lawsuit to begin with.
Yeah.
And the thing was, he did a very thorough debunking of her lies in the video, just kind of like boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Let's address these claims. This right here. And what ended up happening was, because of it, going to court, the only thing that she really wanted out of anything was just for his video to be taken on. Mind you, he wasn't party to the suit. But what was interesting is that she had kind of made indirect
remarks
that she was potentially planning to try to sue Technicals too, even though he wasn't a part of that particular suit, but potentially adding him to that suit. But I mean, it never happened, because she settled at the first chance she got, and all she wanted was for him. And he wasn't even a part of the lawsuit, but because he was friends with Zero, the guy that was suing her, she was like, well, just have him take his video down. And that's all I want.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening, because, Technicals is like, all right, cool. If it'll help my friend out, if that's what it'll take for this to be done. Because on the flip side of that, Zero was just like, all right, you need to take down all the bullshit lies you put about me too.
Yeah.
So that ended up, that's what ended up being the settlement. It's like she would never talk about Zero again. She would take down her article that she wrote on him and all the false allegations, all the tweets, all the things that she put out on social media that were defamatory towards him. She took all that stuff down, and then Zero just asked Technicals to take his video down, and Technicals says, "Yeah, you're my boy. I'll take it down." So that's what happened. So
that's nice.
It was interesting. Yeah, it was just a very. That's why I think like I could see a scenario where Bam is just like, "Hey, look, just don't ever talk about us again. Take all your videos down about us, and you go your way, we'll go ours."
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if that's what it ends up being. But I could see them being that way about it. Like just like, all right, look, just fuck off.
Well, like also, if their goal is to keep the brand alive,
yeah,
we don't know what Matt and Ammon are thinking. Like, is this an exit strategy? Is this like, are they trying to get out of something? Why are they doing all this?
Get over it. Just it's over.
Well, I think their focus, is going to be to try to forget it happened, try to bury it a little bit, and then just try to rebuild.
This is
if they're going to stay under this banner, right? If they're going to stay under the Bricks and Minifigs banner, if they want to try to repair the brand and try to, repair the relationship with the public and build up the public trust again. So,
yeah,
I guess we'd have to see, but we are at the end here though, folks. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. No live stream tomorrow. There might be a video, but we'll be back on Monday. So hope you guys will tune in Monday, because we'll be back with another stream on Monday, and we'll see whatever. I mean, if anything breaks tomorrow, there might be a video about it. But I think we're good for now. But yeah, Relic, pleasure as always having you on. Hope to have you on the next one. You're always welcome on. But I want to thank the chat for joining us on this fine. Now it's technically Sunday, so appreciate you guys hanging out with us here, and thank you BBQ for being in the chat here and watching, and also shout out to the Punking. Both great accounts to follow on X. They're always on top of the information, so be sure to check them out. I'm also going to go ahead and put Relic's channel here in the chat. For those of you that haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to him. Show him some love. He streams 3 times a week.
Usually,
typically.
Yeah. I think I streamed 3 times this week, but I've been on streams every day.
Yeah.
And I might do it because I don't know why, but I'm a little bit wired today. I might do a stream like at 2 a.m. or something.
All right, so you have
who knows?
You might do an after dark stream. So if you guys want to check that out, just make sure to sub to his channel so you don't miss it. Make sure to have the notifications on. Show him some love. This man needs support. He's been a good sport in all this. I know there's people that probably think, oh well, all he's doing is, he's just trying to insert himself. No, I think all he's doing is just trying to tell his story and spread awareness, like like what we're trying to do, right? So that these people are held accountable for the things that they've done. No point in time, as Relic said, hey, look, I'm going to sue the crap out of these guys and get money. No, he's just like, no, he just wants to see these guys, pay for what they did, and not out of spite. It's really more just out of accountability, just to see justice served. That's it. Because truthfully, that's what me and Aura are after as well. We just want to keep talking about it and see it through, because we want to see accountability for these guys. Because truthfully, look, I can say like, oh, I hate these guys so much. I don't know. I don't hate them. It's not even that. I just want to see them.
I'll say it for you.
I want to see them pay for what they've done, though, for sure.
Yeah,
and
that's why it's going, because if you look at the GoFundMe, they got $500,000. They could have been like, oh yeah, we got Brian his money back. No, but not from the right people. Like that. It's great that the people came out and showed support, but their goal is also justice.
It's the principle.
Yeah.
The ones that should be paying are the ones that caused this to begin with, and that should be Bricks and Minifigs. They're the ones that should be paying. The bill should not, the people should not be the ones footing the bill. It should be Bricks and Minifigs, and that's why they're the ones that they need to pay the consequences for their actions obviously within the confines of the law. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, this is what needs to happen. And the same thing, like I said, with the American Fork Police Department, when they get to that, right? So we just want to see that, and we're gonna continue to talk about this, like I said, until that happens, no matter how long that takes. So appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you once again. Like I said, be sure to check out BBQ Counselor. Make sure you guys check his stuff out. Sub to his channel as well. He's doing great work over there. Sub to Last Relic, and yeah, we appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys on the next stream. You all have a wonderful night.
See you guys. Good night.
Take care, guys.